Wilson was oddly silent, but complicit. All right, why was she complicit? Because, well, she knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlyn Clark take all that hate.
It appears that A'ja Wilson was caught slipping when she was out there acting all romantic and lighthearted. Rumor has it that she is secretly furious over Caitlyn Clark's new Nike contract. Can you really blame her? Before Wilson could blink, Caitlyn pulled up to the WNBA and took over, but instead of praising A'ja, she's out here since this tea is hot. Let's dive right into the mess while keeping shade hidden.
Good for Nike yet again, dog. I don't even know how many videos I'm going to make today about Nike, but it looked like Nike is definitely the star of the damn weekend. All started with the Super Bowl commercial, them snubbing Caitlyn, them putting Caitlyn in, them fixing the damn commercial, them dropping A'ja's shoe. Now, come to find out, A'ja Wilson has single-handedly killed the WNBA media credibility forever. Yes. Oh, my goodness. These women was lying. Oh, God almighty. They made such a big deal over Caitlyn Clark getting a shoe deal over A'ja. Oh, I remember it.
As everyone is aware, A'ja Wilson has formally unveiled her new Nike signature shoe. Congratulations. But wait, this is where things get shady. Recalls a few months ago when everyone was out there asking why Caitlyn Clark was receiving a Nike sneaker, and what about A'ja Wilson? People were acting like Nike was disrespecting A'ja by even considering giving Caitlyn her own sneaker, and fans were furious, accusing her of favoritism, calling it unfair, and essentially painting her as the WNBA's villain.
Want the A'ja Wilson? Who? What? Yeah, she's some WNBA player. Who? No, she's one of the all-time greatest players ever. What?
However, with this new shoe drop, we learned that A'ja has been aware of her own shoe deal for 2 whole years. This means that during the internet frenzy, when people were yelling that Caitlyn was receiving something she didn't deserve and tearing her down, A'ja Wilson remained silent and even pretended to be unaware of her design.
Do you have any ideas what you would want your future sneaker to look like?
I think the biggest thing for me is just I would love a low-top shoe. I play in a low-top shoe, so that's something that I would love to have carry over, and something that looks good. That's so key to me, like that, you know?
So y'all can record this, you cannot record it, but the biggest thing I want everybody to hear me say right now, it's about fucking time. Yeah.
Oh, but it gets worse because A'ja didn't just keep quiet. She allowed it to happen. This wasn't a "oh, I didn't hear about it" issue. She knew full well that her own contract was set in stone, but she allowed her followers to attack Caitlyn Clark for months. While A'ja was chilling and watching the internet light Caitlyn on fire while knowing she was getting her shoe first, Caitlyn was out here trying to endure her debut year in the WNBA while dealing with crazy fouls and needless controversy. The league hung up on her.
The press tour has officially took off running. We got A'ja Wilson talking about, oh, I've been waiting 2 years for this. Wait, 2 years for this? 2 years for this, 2025, 2023, CC's announced in 2024, delayed, not denied in 2024, backlash all 2024. I've been waiting 2 years for this, and then we got Cheryl Swoops, there it is, Swoops, there it is. Cheryl Swoops couldn't help but embarrass herself. Oh.
She could have simply said, hey y'all, don't worry, I've got something coming too, but then there was silence. And now the same people who were dragging Nike for giving Caitlyn a shoe are suddenly acting as though they never said a word. Now, I want to ask, if you know you're already getting your flowers, why let people make it seem like you're being left out?
And these WNBA fans that did not want to see Caitlyn Clark come in and do what she did, which was dominate the league. Led the league in assists as a rookie. After the season, I think I counted she broke something in the neighborhood of 63 records last year. Either rookie records or just flat records by anybody, not even a rookie. And all these fans have been mad. And all the while, A'ja Wilson sat back and was just plenty happy to play the victim. She could have come out and made some kind of a statement that would have called off the dogs. Nah, she didn't do it.
But let's look at the wider picture here, because this isn't just about sneakers. It's about how Caitlyn Clark has been treated since joining the WNBA. Some players have treated her like the enemy, as if she hasn't earned her spot. And the reason for this is that she's popular because she attracted millions of new fans, and Nike saw an opportunity to profit from her record-breaking career. Caitlyn didn't take advantage of anyone. Whether people like it or not, Caitlyn Clark is bringing record ratings, filling arenas, and expanding the game. Exactly what companies like Nike look for. However, rather than celebrating both women, fans were out here pitting them against each other, and Asia allowed it to happen. Nike doesn't just hand out signature shoe deals. You have to earn that.
How could they give Caitlyn a shoe before they give Asia one? Oh, how could they do this? How could they treat Asia like this? Two-time MVP at the time, this before she even won the damn third one. They is wrong for doing this. You want to know?
A'ja Wilson chose to remain silent and let her fans leave after Caitlyn Clark called her privileged and attacked her constantly. This speaks volumes about how toxic these players can be toward Caitlyn, as the girl is being harassed for simply existing while the league's so-called faces watch. However, it goes beyond A'ja Wilson. Consider Nike, who omitted Caitlyn from their original commercial. She is the biggest name in women's basketball right now, and the reason the WNBA is breaking records, and they forgot about her until the last minute, forcing them to insert a voiceover to make it seem like she was involved from the beginning.
My favorite thing of all. So let's take a listen to this. Nike actually put this one out after the fact.
You want to know what I'm selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlyn Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
Nike.com.
They re-recorded it. Like, that's not even, I mean that. That's like, listen to it.
That was a decision, not an accident. So, how did this occur? The WNBA has a problem. Instead of celebrating Caitlyn Clark, they tolerate her instead of elevating her. They allow others to bring her down. The message is clear. You're good for business, but don't expect us to protect you. How can a player who has transformed the league and attracted millions of new fans just be ignored like this?
Because Cheryl Swoops made news. Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlyn Clark. She jumped all in my ass because I sat up there and said, hey, how you gonna ignore Caitlyn Clark? You know what she brings to the table. How you just gonna ignore her? That's not an accident. Cheryl Swoops is a champion.
And A'ja Wilson's silence, that just adds to it. It's not about her personally attacking Caitlyn. She doesn't have to, she just has to sit back and watch while everyone else does it for her. Because if the situation were reversed, if Caitlyn's fans were going after A'ja, like this, you better believe there'd be outrage, there'd be think pieces, tweets, ESPN segments calling it out. But since it's Caitlyn crickets, this isn't just a Caitlyn Clark issue, it's a WNBA culture issue instead of rallying around the biggest star they've ever had. They're acting like she's a problem. And why? Because she's too popular, because she's outshining the veterans, because she's white. Let's be real, race is playing a part here. The way people talk about Caitlyn's success, as if she didn't earn it, as if it was handed to her, is ridiculous. They act like she didn't drop 30 a game, break records, and carry women's basketball to new heights. But hey, keep pretending she's not that big of a deal. Keep letting her get attacked. Keep leaving her out of commercials. It's not hurting her, it's hurting the league. Because at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie, the views, the jersey sales don't tell lies. The biggest thing to ever happen to the WNBA is Caitlyn Clark, and it's awful how she's being handled.
The backlash on this was quite significant. Everybody was calling out, why are you not marketing your most marketable player? And I cannot disagree, because Nike, why? Your stock is going down. Do you realize that Caitlyn Clark's jersey sold out right after she was drafted, with an increase in over 1,000% reported for the Indiana Fever?
I feel so lucky to be a part of the Nike basketball family for more than 30 years now. And I love to see how the brand continues to champion women's basketball and athletes who play it. I didn't text A'ja. I You can call Asia. I'm talking like you're not here right now.
We say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But that's crazy.
5.6
Those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now, if
if she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
Yes.
So it's a
average 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Did anyone expect her to do that in WNBA? No, right? So she didn't do that.
Wilson, Asia, you are a 2-time MVP, a champion, and the face of the Aces, so there's no denying that you deserve your Nike signature shoe. However, let's talk about how you watched helplessly as Caitlyn Clark was dragged without cause. Fever fans will recall the needless criticism and coded remarks top players who might have stopped it, including you, remained silent, and now retribution is coming because, as you can see, there are hardly any players left. The depth is at best unstable, and your supporters' initial response was to blame the Fever. This is a trend.
Say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But
That's crazy.
5.6
Those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now, if
she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
Yes.
So it's a
In the meantime, Clark continues to be scrutinized, receive unfair treatment, and receive little to no public support from some superstars. Can you imagine the outcry if the roles were reversed? If Asia Wilson were the one receiving hard fouls every game, being disparaged in interviews, and receiving criticism for things outside of basketball, people would be supporting her, but Clark is just expected to take it easy, fans.
You got the MAGA Barbie. Look, this is gonna be good and bad for the Fever. And this is gonna be good and bad for CC. Because if CC can't get a ring with the Super Avengers that Kathy and the Indiana Fever has assembled, then
the years that the Aces have stacked when Vegas was dominating the league, the super team era wasn't a concern, but now that the Fever is returning, it is. Asia Wilson has earned every accolade, respect, and shoe deal she has received, but that doesn't mean fans of the Fever should ignore the silence during Clark's deconstruction. If the Aces want to maintain their dominance, they will need to make wise draft choices and adjust their draft strategy like every other team. Players won't get better by moping about the Fever.
Get Sid! They went up and snatched Sid Colson from the Aces. She is 100% vibes. She is 100% going to be a backup for Caitlyn. It's going to be fantastic. Backup for Kelsey. Like, she is a great addition to this backcourt. She has senior leadership. She has championship experience.
While rookies typically struggle, Caitlyn Clark is dominating the WNBA this season, and her Indiana Fever squad is getting better every game, while Asia Wilson is busy celebrating her signature shoe, which is a huge moment for her and the league. Caitlyn is in the gym focused on one goal, bringing a championship to Indiana. If you enjoyed, like, and subscribe, more videos are on screen now. Caitlyn's impact is undeniable. She drains time, makes her teammates better, and makes the Fever better. Clark is at the center of it all.